the screen now. So just
Okay. Yeah, this one.
I think there's no audio.
Yeah, there's no audio.
oh, I'm sorry about that. Hang on.
Jamal, you have to restart sharing and then hit that sync audio button. Yep.
Yeah. It's usually automatically set up on my actual Zoom link. Let me know if you can hear it now.
That's fine. We'll give it a try.
No, I don't think so. But I can read the subtitles.
No, what I'll do is I actually send this to Suman, and while I adjust these settings, so just give me 1 second. Apologies about that. Suman, I just posted it in the chat area, so you can just pull it up from there and then share your screen.
Yeah, Tamanna,
Should
can
I-
you please help to do that?
Yeah, I can.
Hello. Our technical co-founder recently left on some much needed holidays. And we as a marketing team, we were supposed to record a video commercial for our company, the recruitment video. And instead of doing that, we spent the whole 10,000 British pounds budget on this music video that you're about to watch. Sorry, Tom. Listen, if you could share this video, if you could like this video, anything that would help us not get fired, it would be much appreciated. Thank you. Please enjoy the video.
Old street, real solutions, no pretenders. Atlasting an app store, platinum top vendor. Have you ever been in Jira or Confluence vendors? If so, remember the name. Old Street Solutions. Gotta keep it moving, won't rest until each employee is looped in. Both high key and low key improvements every day. We try to be more decent humans. Let's go. Now everybody's goal is the same. How we use a new approach but got old in the name. A lot of companies encumbered by the code in the frame. Going insane, they use their apps and composure regain. London to Sydney, Warsaw to Seattle. Old Street Solutions, always ready for battle. Are you down to rock and make your business meteor? We work hard so you can work easier.
Old Street, who you really want? Old Street, who you really need? Old Street, best to believe. We coming with everything and everything you need. Old Street, solutions, solutions. Old Street, solutions, solutions. Old Street, solutions, solutions. We're giving you everything and everything you need. I got a small team and we ready to go. All killers, no fillers, kingmakers to go. We work hard and play harder. No bosses or shot callers, we stay moving smarter. Custom trust for Jira is on the rise. External share too, come on the dark side. Who cares what a hater gotta say? We made platinum status and we ain't going away.
Wanna work hard to make your boss rich? Wanna work in an office like a little? It's up to you to make your dreams come true. So what you gonna do? Quit your job, it's evolution. Come join us here at All Street Solutions. Waiting for your contributions, ignore the rest, there no pollution. Calling for a revolution, equity redistribution. Accept no substitutions, we are the best, yeah, the All Street Solutions.
Give teams freedom and autonomy and watch them gain powers. Be considerate, give your people flexible hours. Hire the best and enable them, that's how we've gone so far. No need for middle managers, we're all superstars. Many try to emulate successes, potent as ours, but they're drunk on self-importance while we're drinking at the bar. Creativity requires no meetings for KPI. And if you don't believe me, well, just ask these guys.
Yeah, this old street records. We sell nothing but hits over here. Software, t-shirts, blog posts, hit records. If you want to be down with us, come to Old Street Records.
Woohoo! That was so amazing.
So I think we have around 49 attendees. Shall we start? We already waited for 10 minutes, so maybe we can start. If people want to join later, they can. Okay, so let me start. Welcome everyone. Good morning to all those people who are in Germany, Poland, Tunisia, and good afternoon to people who are in India, and good evening to people who are in Hong Kong, Singapore, and Nairobi. I think it's 9 p.m. around or something like that at Nairobi. So I'd like to start this event with a quote by Charles Darwin. It is a long history of humankind, animal kind too, that those who learn to collaborate and improvise most effectively have prevailed. So this is a perfect line that fits into Atlassian communities. We basically operate in the same model. And I'm super delighted, like this is the first time we are having 10 plus ACE communities co-hosting a single event together. And thanks to all the ACE leaders who has helped me to make this a global event. And thanks for all who has joined, and also thanks for all, and the shout out to all who haven't joined. Basically, I mean, we will have a video recorded and we will publish it in our YouTube channel and people can refer that. So with this, I'll just quickly share my screen and go through the agenda quickly, and then I'll hand over to Tamanna for sharing the community building guidelines. She is basically the community manager for APAC. And thanks, Tamanna, also for joining the session. So let me share my screen quickly. It's visible, right? It's visible. Okay. So this is a very big event for us because in 2020, the first time we are having this Power Pack event when all those big market players of the Atlassian community and Atlassian marketplace vendors have come up together to have a single consolidated session. And I'm calling it a marathon session because we are having 4 demos together. The agenda is very crisp, like check-in, meet and greet and networking that we already did. Then comes the introduction part, which I'm doing right now. And followed by that, I have got Microsoft 365 for Jira, then followed by that question and answers. Breeze, the content archiving made simple with Confluence, the cloud, and then followed by question and answers. Then we have got collaborating with external users and Jira reporting best practices. Then we have got community management with Spectrum Group apps, followed by question and answers. And at last, we have got the wrap-ups and the giveaways. So I would like to say sincere thanks to our trusted partners like Hong Kong, Cologne, Nairobi, Kolkata, Pune, Visakhapatnam, Delhi, Gurgaon, Bangalore, and Noida. We all are collaborating together to have this mega event. So thanks all, a big clap to all of you. I'm pretty much sure like you all are pretty much aware of this code of conduct. Like please stay on mute all the time unless you have some questions to ask on. If you have a noisy background, you can mute the video to avoid distractions. And if you have any questions, you can raise the hand. The moderator will allow you to ask the questions. Or if you want to ask any question, you can just type in, bang on the keyboard and just type your questions. We'll be taking it up. So we have the guests for today, the speakers. We have Jamal from Old Street Solution, he's head of partnerships. We have Andreas from Yasun. He is the co-founder and CEO. We have Patrick. He has got the partner manager. We have got Adrian from Binary, who is the co-founder and the CEO. And we have got Malek, who is the Spectrum, who is from Spectrum Group and who is the product manager, lab manager from the Spectrum Group. Yeah, so with this, I'll just hand over the control to Tamanna. And sorry, I just quickly wrapped up the entire 5-6 slides in just 1 minute. I just want to make sure like we end on the right time because everybody had some certain priorities to meet after the session. Yeah, so I just hand over the sharing to Tamanna.
Thank you, Soman. I want to congratulate you and a huge kudos to you because bringing together 10 cities and bringing amazing 5 speakers for this session, all efforts, you put together such huge efforts to collaborate. So huge kudos to you. I am Tamanna. I'm the community manager for APAC. And if you need more information about what is Atlassian community, you can be in touch with me. You can ping me on Zoom now. And there is this link that I'm sharing on the chat. You can find more information there. Over to you, Soman. Thank you.
Thank you, Tamanna. So Patrick, you'd like to take the control or Andreas will be taking it off?
Yeah, Andreas will start the presentation.
Yeah, I am about to do that. So I hope you can already see the slides.
Yes.
Thanks for having us here and thanks for the event. I hope it's not getting that bad after this great video. So it's a little bit hard situation to start at the first after the video, but I hope we will make it. A quick introduction to myself. I'm one of the founders and CEO, mostly for the strategy. I'm a technical person, so I still love to develop stuff if the team allows me to do it. It's getting less and less, unfortunately. And with me for the demo is Patrick. He's like, we have a role play in the demo, and he's going to be part of that. And at Yasun, we are from Europe, exactly from Mannheim in Germany. It's a little bit hard to get this pin at exactly the right point, but it's south of Frankfurt. If you have ever stopped by there, you can just get a train and come visit us. And we are an Atlassian marketplace vendor. We have more than 4,000 companies all around the world. We are there since 8 years in the meantime, and we have reached the highest partner status category. So we are a Platinum Marketplace partner. And by Marketplace partner, I also mean like we are focusing on building products for the Atlassian Marketplace. We do not offer services. We do not offer consulting. So we are really, our core focus is to build good software and sell it over the Atlassian Marketplace. And today it is about collaboration, and we want to talk about the collaboration aspect in service ticketing. And so usually there are, a lot of communication channels used in support. So on the one side, of course, you can just walk by and talk to the person. You can phone in, you can send them an email, or there's any kind of a web portal and you can fill in a request there. And this brings up a lot of challenges, right? So the agent always wants to work with a ticket, because for him, the ticket is the tracking tool. The ticket is what he gets KPIs on. His boss is looking at ticket resolution times. So whenever you phone in, he has to do something. Or if you just walk by there, he has to create a ticket afterwards. On the other side, the user in the company, he just wants to get the problem solved. He wants to communicate in the most easiest way for him. And this depends on the issue. On the other side, again, the agent is always trying to document a lot of things in the ticket. So what has he tried already? Is there any, or what was the solution in the end? So he's always trying to keep these tickets documented. And the user side, he don't care about the documentation. For him, it just needs to be fast and straightforward, and he wants it on the point and get his issue solved. And again, the agent, he has to multitask. He needs a good organization because there are so many tickets flowing around. The user mostly has only one ticket. So he expected to be as professional as possible, and he has no understanding that there is so much multitasking involved in this ticket process. And this can be quite hard. These challenges can be quite hard if you have so many multiple channels. And so what Atlassian has come up with, and this is actually a quote from the Atlassian homepage, is conversational ticketing. So they want to shift some parts of the tickets into conversational tickets. And conversational tickets is support that happens in real time between a support professional and the user on a chat platform like Slack and Teams. It's fast, human, and easy. And this is like their idea. Instead of having all these multiple channels in the background, you have this one multimedia channel like Slack. You can still call, you can still have messages, you can still have kind of a web portal, but everything is included in one place. And yeah, people don't have to switch. And that also makes it easier for the agent, because he does not need to watch for so many things. And in our opinion, I mean, obviously we are a little bit biased. We are also a Microsoft partner, but we think Microsoft Teams is an excellent platform for that. There is so much usage on it. They have more than 300 million business users on their Microsoft 365 platform already, and also 150 million daily active users. And I think yesterday they announced there are also 250 million users on a monthly active basis. So it's just incredible large numbers. These tools are accepted by the mainstream. And so we think this is a really nice platform for these conversational ticketing. And before we jump into our demo, what we are going to show is part of a bigger product. So our product, in fact, is not only these JSM collaboration conversational ticketing part. We do offer Microsoft 365 for Jira, which is a broad connection between the Microsoft side and the Jira side. And yeah, basically, we do offer a couple of features on the Jira side. So in Jira, you can directly start, or you can directly work with Microsoft Teams. You can directly schedule meetings. You can work with emails, and you can work with Microsoft To Do. Everything integrated into Jira, and we will have a look at this in a second. And on the other side, we also offer extensions for the Microsoft side, so that you can work on an email or on a Microsoft Teams chat and link it to Jira issues, or view information about the Jira ticket directly in Outlook. You can raise service tickets directly in Microsoft Teams, and you can also complete tasks directly in Microsoft To Do and get that documented in Jira. And so everything we will show you now in the live demo is, as I mentioned, part of this bigger solution. And yeah, so we just want to show you a little best of here. And as I mentioned, I have Patrick with me, but I will start as the customer user at first. And so I'm going to start in Microsoft Teams. So I have here Microsoft Teams, it's chat, and we have Teams. And I'm showing it on the web, but obviously it also works on the desktop client or in the mobile app. It's just easier for me for the demo. And one part of our solution is that on the same level as chats and Teams, I can add my IT support desk. And what it gets is it includes the service desk of my company directly into Teams. It's just a really prominent way to make this portal available. And the idea is, instead of always trying to find my bookmark, I can just go into Teams and have everything there. And it's a zero setup, basically. You just install it and it pulls in all the configuration you have in Jira. It pulls in all the request types. It pulls in all the configuration in Jira, in the request here. And let me quickly create something. And obviously, you can configure more fields on it, and they will automatically pop up here, like checkboxes or drop downs or more text fields. They are all rendered here correctly. And yeah, then I can create it directly in Teams. You can see a little success message. And there's also like my request tabs here. So I'm still getting the overview, and I can see, okay, there's my latest ticket. It's still not handled by the support team. And yeah, how we can use Teams to get this ticket resolved. I want to hand over to Patrick to have a look on the agent side.
Thank you very much, Andreas. One moment. All right. Yeah. Let me continue with the agent side. As you can see, I already received a ticket in my queue. So on the technical side, there is no difference compared to raising a ticket via the web portal. The process is always the same, only the entry point for the customer has changed. So let me open the ticket, and yeah, this is probably a ticket which every agent loves because there's not a lot of information. So to continue working on it, I have to contact my colleague again to get the information I need. So the common way to communicate is the comments function here, which is a standard feature in Jira. But yeah, we see that as an asynchronous way of communication because writing mails back and forth takes much more time compared to the communication via chat. Chatting is much personal and not as formal as writing emails. So as a result, tickets take longer to get resolved and queues are overloaded. So with our app, we optimize Jira tickets with Microsoft functions. So this allows me to start a chat directly from Jira. So I only have to click on this button and select chat. And since Miriam is the creator of this ticket, she is already pre-selected here. Let me quickly write her a message. So what I also want to mention here, that is I have the option to configure who is able to view the chat history. So in case there are sensitive data shared, I can set this on private and only I can see the chat in the ticket. But I also have the possibility to share all the information of the chat with my team. So this allows everyone to understand how the problem was solved in the end. And yeah, by clicking on send, a new chat area appears within the ticket. And this is the power of our app. You have the advantages of a chat and communication. It's much faster than writing emails. And in addition, the chat is documented in context to the ticket. Yeah, and as you can see, Miriam already answered. So yeah, sometimes it also happens that I need some advice from my support team. Here I have the possibility to post the ticket to our support channel and ask my colleagues for support. And yeah, I can do this the same way than starting a chat. I select the right support channel and add my specific question. And there you go. And as you can see, this conversation is also documented within the ticket. So no information will be lost, all central in this ticket. Yeah, finally, I would like to schedule a meeting with Miriam to solve the problem together with her. And yeah, with our integration, I can schedule the meeting directly from Jira. So, as you can see here, I even get the next possible time slots suggested based on the data from our Outlook calendars. So especially for larger companies with offices around the world, I save a lot of time searching for the next possible time slot. And yeah, there's also the possibility to add resources like meeting rooms. And I also can add Microsoft Teams links that we can jump in a video call and I or Miriam can share a screen. And yeah, by clicking on send, everybody should receive a meeting invitation. Yeah, that's it so far. Let me jump back to our presentation. One moment. So yeah, we hope that we give you some inspiration on how to speed up your ticketing process by combining Jira and Microsoft 365. So let me summarize the biggest benefits. So thanks to the deep integration with Microsoft 365 for Jira, collaboration is significantly improved in efficiency, no matter which tool you work with. So on one hand, Jira is optimized with Microsoft functionalities, and on the other hand, Microsoft tools such as Teams is enhanced with Jira functionalities. And yeah, as a result, especially in Jira, coordination is improved by using the power of chats, and the communication is always communication always takes place in the context of the relevant ticket, and it's clearly documented there. Yeah, thank you very much, and yeah, let us continue with a quick Q&A session if there are any questions on this.
Yeah. I mean, you can definitely just speak up. I'm trying to answer a lot of questions in the chat already. So it depends on you if you want to talk or if you want to just write, and I'm catching up in the chat in the meantime.
I think we have got a couple of questions. I think Andreas has already answered. So if there are more questions, we can take it up. Else we can shift to the next session by Adrian.
Yeah, I think we started a little bit earlier, so it's also fair to end a little earlier. And I'm just going to continue in the chat and answer the questions there. Okay, then thanks everyone.
Okay, then it is me. Welcome everybody. It's I'm very excited to be here, and thanks for organizing this really great event with so many participants. So I'm just starting to sharing my screen, and I hope you see something right now. Do I see some nodding heads and thumbs up? Yes, perfectly. So my name is Adrian. I'm the co-founder and the CIO of Binary. We are from Germany. We are a marketplace partner. And I'm very, very excited to share you our next app release, which is called Breeze. It is about content archiving and about keeping your Confluence free of clutter and organizing so you can better collaborate with your teammates. So as you know, I guess all of you are using Confluence. It's such a great system for collaboration, for sharing documents. It really represents one place where all teams share their knowledge and collaborate on any new projects, any new ideas, store lots of documentation, etc., etc. In the beginning, if you start a company, you usually start with a very fresh and clean Confluence system. Maybe have only some spaces, like in this example, 3. But of course, you add new spaces, you create new pages, and things already start to build up. Now, as you grow with becoming a bigger company, you add more and more and more spaces. And of course, you add more and more and more pages. And this can be a severe problem. I don't know if you experience it, but we got lots of feedback, especially from medium to bigger companies, of really having big Confluence system and yeah, lots of clutter, etc. So we experienced there is a big problem that Confluence can actually suffer from ever-growing and uncontrolled information. So everything is growing, new pages everywhere, and many of these pages are actually outdated. So people don't know whether these pages are still relevant or not. So Confluence grows into much cluttered system. And also this is because of low content quality. So people no longer know which content really is relevant, which pages are actually outdated, which parts of content need to be reviewed. And this is really a waste of time. And in the end, it's not only a waste of time, it's also a waste of money. And in this little table, I just provide you short examples with 2 assumptions. If we assume, for instance, that a user actually wastes 10 minutes per month, so this is not much, it's only 10 minutes per month, and this is easily done in medium to bigger companies just by looking through outdated pages, by chatting with colleagues, asking about whether this content is still relevant or not. And if we further assume that his wage is $30 per hour, like in the US, this really adds up, as you can see. This adds up to 480 US dollars wasted for a Confluence system of 100 users, but really adds up into the thousands, for instance, if you have a company or a Confluence size of 1,500 users. So you have 7.5 thousand wasted dollars each and every month. And of course, this is based on assumptions. But just imagine it's only 5 minutes per user that is wasted. These numbers still remain very, very high. So all that's what I'm going to show here is that it is really a severe problem, and it just is unnecessary, basically. So that's why we decided to develop Breeze. And Breeze, the slogan is, it's content archiving made simple for Confluence Cloud. And what Breeze actually does, it gives you full control over your content quality. It has an inbuilt analytics, so it analyzes all of your spaces, all of your pages, and provides you review workflows and bulk archiving functionality to keep your Confluence very clean and free of clutter. And yeah, I'd like to showcase you a demo now and demonstrate you how this actually works. So this demo I'm doing with our prototype system. The real system will be released in 2 weeks. I will give you some information at the end of my talk, but this is our prototype system here. So what you are actually seeing here is our application Breeze here. We are in a demo space. It's called test space in the Confluence system. We have some pages in our test space over here. And what you see in Breeze at first is the overview view. So here you see all of your spaces in one view. You see all of your pages in one view. And you see for each page, when has it been updated for the last time? When has it been viewed for the last time? You see the contributors to this particular page. So 3 persons have contributed writing content. And you see the content quality or the content relevance. So for instance, this page is still up to date. So that's good. Whereas this page, it's ready to be archived. So it's archivable. And this page, for instance, it needs review. Now you may ask yourself, where do these badges come from actually? Because someone has to assign them. And this is actually done by our system Breeze. So how does it work? As you can see, each space has, it can be assigned a workflow. In this case, it's just the default workflow, but you can create own workflows, as we will see in a minute, and you can assign each workflow to each space over here. And you can set up analysis cycles for Breeze. For instance, in this example, Breeze is set to analyze your complete Confluence site each and every week. So each and every week, every space and every page will be analyzed whether your content is still relevant or not. And how is it doing this? Now let's take a look in the workflow editor over here. Now, if we take a look at this default workflow, we see that this review required badge will be assigned to pages that meet one of these conditions. And in this example, it's 30 days without any update or 60 days without any view. If one of these conditions is true, the system will assign this badge to the page and will notify these persons. And you can specify if it should notify the page creator, the page owner, the last contributor, or all contributors, or maybe individual persons like space admins. So you will have lots of freedom here to decide which persons to notify. And the same is true for the archivable badge. Here we can assign different criteria. For instance, pages that haven't been updated for 90 days will automatically marked as archivable. If this makes sense in this example or not, it's not relevant, but maybe you have pages where, you know, if there hasn't been an update for maybe a year or so, all these pages will automatically get this badge. So you can put in 360 days over here. And also you can decide which persons to be notified over here. So as I said, that this is triggered in this example each and every week, and then these pages are analyzed according to the inbuilt analytics, and then these badges are given over here. You can also exclude pages like in this example from the analysis, because there are many examples of content that don't need to be reviewed because you already know this will stay there forever because it's so important. Now, what happens if the analysis is triggered? Breeze will actually provide you a report. And in this example, the report is put over here, but it can be specified in the settings where this report should land actually. Now, this report contains a summary of all what's going on in your space. It summarizes the number of pages, how many pages are up to date, how many needs to be reviewed, how many are ready to be archived, and also the pages that are excluded from the analysis. And it also gives you kind of a summary or kind of a task list for each notified person about the actions to take. For instance, Adrian has to review the following pages. So he's notified and your whole team can see the action steps that are necessary to take, and each person got a clear task list like section how to proceed. So if Adrian sees this page and he's notified about his tasks, he would click on documentation and see that this page is marked as review required from the Breeze application. He can review this page and decide if it's still up to date. Then he could mark as it up to date, or decide if it's ready to be archived. Then he can mark it is at archiving and provide a comment over here. So that the admin later on can really understand why this page is no longer needed actually. And there are also more settings. I don't want to go into more detail on this, but you can also set the owner of a page. So this is a kind of a special attribute that we provided. You can also define exclusion rules. For instance, like I said before, maybe you want to exclude this page from the analysis or exclude all of the sub-pages from the analysis. So this makes sense in some cases. And you can also set an individual archiving date, because for some content you already know this must be stored for 3 months or so, and then it's no longer relevant. So you can define this right away. And as we go back into the application overview over here, we see here's a red dot. So this gives an indication that there are pages marked as ready to be archived, and then the admin or other persons with the appropriate rights can decide and can select pages how to proceed. They see all of the comments from the reviewer, understand why they are no longer needed. They see the notified people which have been notified before, so they can start a discussion on if it's really true that these pages are ready to be archived, if they are in doubt, and then they can archive the pages with a bulk action. It's just one click and everything is either archived or deleted, depending on what you select over here. And what is also important is we provide you with metrics. So as you can see here, spaces do have kind of a quality metric. This is the ratio between pages that are up to date and pages that either needs to be reviewed or are marked as archivable. And this is what we will provide you with our first and initial release, our first version. We are already planning our next version, which is coming up some weeks later. And this will provide you with additional analytics. For instance, you can dive in and then really see how the quality history of your spaces is. You can see how spaces improve in quality over time. So this is a motivator really for keeping your Confluence spaces clean and review regularly. You will also see bar charts where you can see the pages that are up to date and pages that needs to be reviewed or that needs to be archived. And there will be additional diagrams. For instance, this diagram will show at which day interval how many of your pages have been actually viewed. So for instance, here, after 60 days, 27% of pages actually have been viewed. Or for instance, if you read it the other way around, it takes approximately 120 days so that half of your spaces and all of these pages, 50%, have actually been viewed. So this is kind of a visual representation of how living your spaces really are. Yes, and is there more to show? I guess that's it for the first impression. So I hand over to this presentation over here. And as I said, Breeze will be released in 2 weeks. And we provided a special deal for you as participants of this event, because we really want to say thank you really for live participating here in this event. So we decided to give you a special offer and give you 50% off of the first, of a whole year actually. So when this be released, you get it for the half price if you like. And if you're interested, I will provide you a short link that gives you to this form over here, so you can just drop in your email. This is that we know we will notify you when Breeze is available in the Atlassian marketplace, and then we will send you a promo code so you get 50% off. And this link I will share in the Zoom right now in a second, because there's one more slide. Thank you very much. So I'm ready to answer all of your questions.
So thank you, Adrian. I think we have got a couple of questions that is being pinged here in the chat. One by Arvind and other,
Okay.
Yeah.
Love the owner feature, is Nikro saying. Yes, thank you very much. Question for Adrian. Does the badge status also visible on the actual Confluence page as well? Yes, it is. I will show you right here. Quick. So over here on the actual Confluence page, you will hear it's marked as review required, but it's also green and shows up to date if the page is actually up to date. So the status is always visible on the page as well. What is the next question? Can I add my own statuses, like instead of archivable, outdated? That's a good point. We already thought about this, not in the initial release, but to be very honest, it just makes sense. So I guess it will be soon available afterwards that you're able to rename the badges actually. Oh, there's one particular thing I forgot to mention, and that's a very good one. Oh, I want to tease you that also. Because this, where is it? This workflow editor here is also already planned to be enhanced actually, because in our version afterwards, we will work it over into a very visual kind of workflow builder. So you have different components that you can visually arrange individually for your workflows. And this provides you even more flexibility. For instance, you can then decide if a page has this owner and it has not been viewed, or etc., etc. So you can create own expressions visually. So this should also enhance the way you work with the app actually. But this is the first version that will be released. Okay, I'm just taking a look at another questions. Once the pages are archived, are those pages still can be migrated with the same status to a different instance of Confluence if we are split our Confluence instance? Oh, that's a good question. I have to think about this. You still have access to pages that are archived. Can they be migrated with the same status to a different instance? To be very honest, I have to check because I don't want to make false assumptions over here. I can clarify on that and drop you an email afterwards. I will keep a reminder to Aravind, if that's fine for you. Going in depth, yeah, that's fine. Okay, good. And then there's a question, going in depth of the page space analytics is a premium enterprise feature and good to see this feature. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, we like this feature also because it is really a motivator. I mean, visual graphs are always good. And if you see how your quality really gets better over time, we think that's really a good thing. So it's not in our initial release, but it's already planned to be released soon after. So yeah, I hope you will like it. Okay. Yeah, thank you for having me. If there are more questions, I'm ready to answer. Love this app. It's so helpful. Oh yeah, thank you very much. So thanks for this awesome feedback, and really thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. Okay.
Awesome, Adrian. Yeah. Thanks a lot for your time and joining the session for us. So yeah, and I think the next demo and the next session would be by Jamal. I'm collaborating external users and Jira reporting best practices.
Hello, everyone. Let me just turn on my camera real quick. Can everyone all hear me? Because I did have some audio issues a little bit earlier. So if everyone can hear me, can someone just type in the chat and just let me know that we're all good? Okay, sweet. Thanks, Adrian. So welcome, everyone. My name is Jamel Harris. I work for Old Street Solutions. I'm the head of partners over here. A little bit about us, we stand by our words when we say we're trying to create easy to use Atlassian apps and create and offer everyone a great user experience. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about collaborating smoothly inside Confluence, just a little bit kind of like binary with Adrian was just presenting. But first, I would like to say thank you to everyone who joined this presentation, and thanks to all the Atlassian community leaders for kind of bringing all this together. I know we were trying to figure out what we were going to do and how we were going to present, and we wanted to make sure that this was kind of starting off the year with a bang. So let's kind of jump into the presentation agenda and what we're going to be talking about. So first, I will be doing external share introduction. I'll be talking a little bit about the highlighted features that you get. And then we'll jump right into a presentation demo. And we can kind of share with you a little bit about our future roadmap, what is already completed and what we're actually still working on. And then we'll just sum it up with a nice Q&A, and then we'll pass it off to the last speaker. So as this is quickly loading. So external share, what is external share? So if you're looking to find a solution that allows you to share secure Jira issues and Confluence pages with external users, all with no additional license, then you pretty much don't have to look any further. This tool starts with the basics, empowering users to create comments, adding attachments, sharing child pages, page labels, and more. Who can benefit using external share? So users who are outside of your instance and even internal teams can benefit. For example, let's say you work for a company with multiple instances and you have a location in China, or you have another location based in the US. And the China team is the one primarily sending, documentation, contracts, etc. They don't need to worry about adding extra users onto their instance to have access, the team that's in the US to have access to it. So I will be able to elaborate a little bit more and kind of show you as we move along in the presentation. I just don't want to get too caught up on that, but just keep that example in mind, that you don't have, you can have multiple instances and still use external share and communicate and collaborate together inside Confluence. Ideal teams and customers using external share, again, that goes back on to keep that in mind of the two instances of having one in China or one in Germany, one in the US or one in Canada. So right now we're gonna jump into a little tips and tricks on why using external share is a good thing. So one is use external share the way it's intended. It enables external and internal users by sharing a single link that allows them to collaborate in real time. Control resides internally, so the power is at your fingertips. Admins have access to view all links that are created and shared within the space. They can create permission schemes within the team space as well too. So if they, if you specifically only want to share comments or add attachments, or you just want just the visible of being able to view a document, that's what external share offers. when it comes to data security is maintained at all times, and it's all our top priority. So we provide external share with a unique URL character code along with password protection and expirations. So you can make sure you can feel safe knowing that you're sending the right information out, and knowing that you secured it the best way possible. And then last, backed by an excellent support team. So we believe in consistently delivering quality and continuously improving by listening, collaborating with customers, partners, even Atlassian community leaders. You guys help us a lot to where we can kind of focus on what are the priorities of what everyone is looking for and what everyone needs. So let's kind of jump into some external share highlights. So one, being able to enable and disable links by Confluence Space. So I can walk you through that and I'll show you a little bit more. Require expiration dates on all links. So yes, you can set expirations to a day, a week, a month, a year, totally up to you. Require passwords on all links. So you can generate your own password if you would like, or you can just kind of create a random password, which we kind of suggest the generating the random password. Marketplace macro support. So we do try to find different ways that we can integrate with other third-party apps and with allowing the macros to work. Sometimes it's a little tricky, but sometimes we try to find a way. We're always looking for new ways to work with other app vendors. Sharing all child pages with a single link. So the ability to create multiple different subpages and then just push them off into working with other users outside of your instance or someone internally that works in a different department than you. Modifying pages with custom CSS and HTML. That's a really big one that we kind of focus on because a lot of people that we may work with or customers may want to add their own logo or they want to change the password screen. So when they do give someone access to that link, they know that they're going in the right direction. Priority support. Notifying external users of changes. That's another big feature that I will walk through with you with our external watch feature. And then custom branding on your shared links. Now you can customize, which we just recently released, branding your own emails. And I'll go a little bit deeper into that. So without further ado, let's kind of just jump into let's start sharing. So I'll just kind of start with the child page that I've actually created. Shows us the O Street Solutions team. So when you click on, when you have external share installed, you have this external share logo. As you can see, we already have a link created here with the link name. There's no password generated. You can see that the expiration will be next week. You can see that the link is active. You have different, there's no option selected, and then you have your edit, send via email, or you can dump it. This show expired links. If you have any other links on this Confluence page, those expired links will show up, but we don't need to discuss that now. So we're just gonna, let's say we're just gonna go ahead and edit. You can always customize the link name. If you want to copy the URL and then send it over to someone, you can send it through email, Slack, Microsoft Teams, whatever you guys are using. And then you can kind of customize it with your own description. So we can just say presentation and just leave it at that. You can also turn on and view comments, view page labels, share child pages, etc. If you don't have permissions, they will you will get a notification, be notified of why you can't view a page label or share child pages. If we jump right over to security, you can see that you can set your own expiration date and time, whether it's an hour, day, week, month, like we discussed before. And then also the password protection link. So you can create your own, but we kind of just tell people to kind of just generate a random one. You can copy that password and send it to someone separately if you don't want to send it out on an email, or you can just send it however form of communication that works for you. Also, this is good for audited purposes, especially as you as the admin. So if you're looking to see what the history was of everything that was sent out through the month, or you need to make sure that there's no security being breached, you can definitely show if a link is active or not, when it was created, who it was created by, and how many times that link was open. Selected users is a really good feature. So with this selected feature, whoever has access to, whoever's email is actually added to the selected users, they will be the ones to only have access to the link. So let's say if I say send a link to Adrian, Adrian will only be able to have access to, I see you smiling, buddy. He would be the only one to have access to the link unless I go back in and add someone else to the selected user. So this is good, kind of going back to the story that I was initially introducing you to this, which is I'm currently, let's say you currently are working with someone that has an instance in China, but they also have an instance in the US, but the team is actually sending the documentation to the US. They can add these external users, and they would only be the ones to have access to the link. If they do, if someone else try to access the page, they would automatically get a rejection that they don't have access to the link. So this is a really cool feature that I definitely like showcasing and showing to people. So if we go ahead and click on the page, so one of the other features that I want to kind of show you is the external share watch feature. Once you subscribe to a page, you automatically get the notifications sent to your email. So if you guys are collaborating inside of a page, and you have multiple people working on it, you need to send attachments, you need to show that you received it. Once you subscribe to the watch feature, it will show you the name, when it was created, expirations, and if the link is active or not. If you want to unsubscribe after, let's say your project is finished, or if you guys finish collaborating and you're ready to move on, you can unsubscribe. When someone makes a change, let's say adding a comment to, where are we? If we go back here and I just go ahead and just type a comment and then just save, I'll automatically get it takes a few seconds, but I'll automatically receive an email basically letting me know that I have received a change in the Confluence page from the link. So this is pretty good when you have multiple activities going on. So we can just back out of that. And then now let's kind of jump into the important stuff. So viewing those links. So the audit purpose, audited purposes. So if you're an admin and you want to see what is being created, you can kind of select different spaces and kind of see and multitask a little bit and find out, okay, who's working in the engineering or who's project management space or demo services. You can also select different pages. So if you already know the name of the page or who it was created by, you can just kind of select the name and use the drop down. when it was last updated, if you already have that information, and if it was active or expired. And then you could just select all. So as you can see, these pretty much all these links are created by me. We have one that's active, one is expired. Some have passwords. You can see how many times I may have opened the link when it was last updated, if the where the link name is, etc. So now we can kind of jump into the space configuration. So the space configuration is you can pretty much customize your own space. So if you want to disable, let's say, your comments, disable labels and your child pages, and you want to just only add attachments. So when you share a link with someone maybe outside of your instance, and you just want them to be able to view the information, this is what external share is good for. You can type in your own description as you would like, and so forth. You can always create a new configuration space where you can just edit your own space as well. Now, jumping into the global settings. Now, this is where it's going to get a little bit more interesting, and I hope I can explain it in the best way. So now the admins can control different groups who have spaces. So if you are working with like a test group or someone on a different instance and they have access to it, the admin will be able to edit what they can do inside that. So it'll be specifically moving forward. If they need to turn on comments, they would need to approach the admin and say, hey, listen, we need to be able to share comments and attachments. Now, customizing your email. Now, we did have some issues back a while back where, customers were saying, hey, well, when I receive a link to the Confluence page, it looks like I'm looking at a spam email URL. And we decided to kind of update that. And now you can actually customize your email. So all you would just need to do is have a host name and your username. If your company has a port number, then you would have to edit that, and then you'll be all set. We also now have custom domain. So now you can use your own custom domain. It has to be verified. And then once that is sent out, I believe you can, after saving it to your links, it should be available under this name. So if you manage to find a person with the access, wait, I'm sorry. Let me go back because I was trying to. Okay, yeah, so now you can set your own custom domain feature from your company. And then moving along, this email template. So we just released this amazing cool feature. And what I would like to know is if you are sending 300 to 500 emails, automated emails a month, just alone, can you put a 3 in the chat room? So I'm looking for a little bit of engagement. I want to see if you are sending out a lot of automated, between 300 to 500. If you're sending out more, please put a 3 in the chat room. Okay, so far I only got 1, 3 out of everyone on this call. No one's sending any more. Okay, well, we'll just move on, moving forward. So pretty much, usually what happens when people are sending out and receiving a handful, all these mass emails, the response rate of receipt of getting a return or getting a reply is only a selected handful. So now what we did was External Share lets you personalize it and talk in pretty much in your own language, which is great. We recently had a team with our entire team, and we were kind of talking about what is a great email that you can send to someone. Is it automated? Should you customize it and talk in your own language? And I actually got some feedback from an email that I wanted to send to someone, and one of my team, one of my colleagues said, "Hey, this is good, but it doesn't sound like you. It needs to be more coming from you. It needs to have the presence of you, of how you speak and how you carry yourself and how people already know you." So I was like, that's actually a good, some good feedback. So what you can do now is actually customize your title. You can actually put your content here. So if you're looking to add those things like the password, the body, anything like that, you can also you can pretty much customize it and then have everything here. And then you can also create your own template. And then this is what the kind of the coding looks. And we also have some documentation that we just released about it. And I could just post this in the chat room. So if anyone wants to take a look at it, feel free. And then if you have any questions or any feedback about that, I'd be happy to get our developers on a call, and we can kind of run through it on how you can create your own email template if you're having any trouble with that. The custom CSS, and then also the HTML body. You also get the password pages. So this is what the coding looks like. So if you're looking to add your own logo, your company logo to the password screen, or would like to have a CSS of a color or your logo inside every time you create a page, so that way the customer knows that when they click into your link, they know it's coming from your organization. You can pretty much customize that as well. And then moving along, I think I've pretty much covered everything that I wanted to share with you guys. I'm interested in taking some feedback and answering some questions.
I think silence means there are no questions. So,
Okay, sweet.
So we'll go to the next speaker, Mele. She would be explaining. She would be explaining the community management using Spectrum Group apps. So welcome, Mele. The stage is over to you.
Yeah, just Jamal, I think there's a question for you in the chat.
Yeah, so I'll catch I'll catch everything in the chat.
Oh, okay. Good.
Right now. Thank you.
Okay. Cool.
So what I'll do is, again, I appreciate everyone who joined this presentation, and we have a great lineup of speakers. External Share is available on cloud, server, and also data center. So if anyone is interested, please let me know. I'd be happy to get in touch with you and send you a promo code, so that way you're able to test, have an extended period of time where you can test it out. If you were interested in finding out more information about it, you can go to www.oldstreetsolutions.com, or you can just email me directly, and we'll move from there. So thank you guys again. Thank you.
Okay, then let's go to the slides. Here we go. Okay, so just 2 seconds. My screen is frozen. Voila. That's it. I just got a screen freeze for 2 seconds. Okay. And here we go. So thanks everyone, and thanks for organizing this wonderful event and for the wonderful content shared by everyone. Really cool apps. So my name is Malik Jabnoon, and I am the Spectrum Group Lab Manager, where I manage all the activity around design and development apps for Atlassian platforms. So today, I will be talking about the community management within Confluence and more about the collaboration and the users aspect point of view for the collaboration within Confluence by showcasing one of our apps where we try to tackle this section. So a quick words about who we are. So Spectrum Group is a solution provider for consulting, sales, and technical services to deliver about like implementing customer solution on Atlassian products. We are Platinum solution partners. And we have also another section called the Lab. So here we are here since 2014, and we are marketplace apps editor, where we currently have around 13 apps like working on knowledge management, like a glossary, FAQ, or a spectrum formatting macros, or innovation socializing within Confluence with ideation discussions. And you have also a set of other apps for Jira, like the one page or the timesheet or time reporting apps. Today, here we go. So today, like I selected the theme about community management within Confluence. So as an Atlassian solution partners and marketplace vendor, we have been like since years analyzing practices and working on tools that make community management easier within Confluence. Like many of us are very like, how to say it, like we are very at our ease on knowing Confluence for documentation and content management, and not that much on community management. So either for internal or external users communities, we found out that the more you put users on the users or the user on the center of interest, the more you get the value from it and from him. And providing solutions like ideation or discussion within Confluence has radically changed Confluence users for certain of our customers, honestly, and dropping it from a simple documentation and knowledge management to a true community space where they can share, collaborate, and get aspects on the engagement of your users. So we could enhance by those tools the internal feedback loop, for example, including employees within the continuous product improvement process and journey, get them socialized within the documents, and then encourage employees, for example, to create content and avoid that like empty page and white page like syndrome, as we know. So dropping to the demo, let me just check. Here we go. So I will be showcasing today the app that's called Ideation. So our app, here we go. Et voila. So the app is available currently on data center and the cloud also. All the features, so previously the app has been developed for data center, and now we are like bringing the majority of the feature within the cloud. Some of them are still missing, but it's undergoing. So totally. So why the Ideation app? Actually, because I think it gives the user a voice in the center of Confluence and gives like a sense to the community management coupled to collaboration and content generation. So the Ideation app actually is based on a page blueprint, so you can let your user express their feedback, their enhancement requests, for example, or if they disagree about something or so on, so they can state it within a page, and people can vote on it, comment on it. So this is the aspect of the collaboration and creation content within this community of internal or external users, if you have the anonymous mode and enable it. And from a point of view for the CMs, for the community managers, so it gives you the ability to have one pager display, like to check what's happening within your community and the content they are creating, and also get detailed statistics views, like in order to get your user engagement. So here, as I said, it starts here for a simple blueprint, just checking if I get logged, just logging in again. Up. A bit slow this morning. Up. Here we go. So here I have my blueprint called idea simply when I click here, so I can create my idea, and this will be converted to a page where my title is, for example, I think it's good so to offer facilities here for a monthly gym subscription. Yeah, we have been on a COVID session. We want to do some sport and some activities. So let's try to get this done. For the topic, for example, I'm going to say this is related to the well-being, and here I'm going to set this. So I know that many people working on remote, so we think that it would be great if the company can help on financing and giving a gym subscription. So once I set this first detail set, I can switch after to the next session. If some of you are familiar with Confluence technical aspect, they know that the first form cannot that much be customized using the blueprint API within Confluence. So what we did is we enabled a whole model create custom fields and to have custom forms when you are filling the idea. So here, those fields, for example, I enriched my form by adding a new text field called describe your idea improvement, and the second one is proposed solution benefits. I can add fields with the select list. I can add fields with type date. So, and we are more and more enriching the types to have a complete form and a solution to get this done, when you are creating your idea. For example, I'm going to stop within the first form. Those fields can be mandatory or not. And once I create, I will be landing on a page with structured macros that gives me the information about what's my idea, the text of it, or the first set of text, and then I can get the information about in which state it is, the transition details if my idea is transitioning within the workflow, the metadata. If I have for example here, I want to state you more, describe the idea more budget. Here we go. I'm going to set this. I can get this way those direct information displayed on my idea about the improvement idea. I can get this section about the voters, and even I can sponsor my idea. So here, the users are either you are anonymous one or new to Confluence or at your ease with Confluence, like being an advanced user. By simply creating the page and using the native create feature, you will be able to share your feedback or detail it, for example, to put more advanced content here by using the body of the page, adding, for example, images, adding media, adding, I don't know, attachment, describing your idea on the details, and so on. And you can benefit from the native feature of Confluence. You can share the page, you can comment on it, people can comment on it, and this is great, to enhance the collaboration about it. The vote section here, this is a custom one. Some people have been asking what's the difference between the likes. So maybe here we made it a little bit more advanced by giving a positive and a negative votes. If I say some people are comfortable by having the negative votes or not. So what we did, we made a feature to enable the negative voting or not. For example, you don't like it, so you just put -1, or you can just have the +1 feature if you want. And here, the aspect of making people engage on the idea or something that's proposed, we added the feature of sponsoring. So here, which is associated to a specific role within the ideation model. So if you are part of the sponsors, for example, you are financial or business angels or so on. So and you want to finance this idea within the company, for example, you have a set of budget. So I can come here and I can say, okay, I want to sponsor this idea, officially display this of the idea, and this will be displayed this way. So it gives you really some facilities to create content and to share it. And of course, to stick with the ideation process, if I have to say, what we did, we created a workflow engine behind. So previously, we have been using a kind of linear workflow display this way, in a kind of table. And I'm really, really happy today to showcase a feature we are landing very, very soon in mid-February. So we have been introducing the graphical display for the workflow this way. So people can either switch between the table mode, have your statuses, and then add roles for people who can transit the idea from propose to understand, or from propose to reject. For example, if the idea, you don't like it, or the administration find it not valuable, so he's going to reject it. Or to have it displayed on a workflow mode and to have the ability to edit it, add statuses, edit the transition, and so on. So this is going to be landing very, very soon. And like here, the ability like to have this looks. So this is the administration section, like for the ideation. I'm going to get back to it. So here, if you are, for example, considering having your community to share content, normally like to have to give you the community an area where they just can like share content, share feedback, or have IDs or simple IDs, you can stick to this. For example, having the creation button or using this page. So blueprints generate automatically this kind of index page. And here what we did, we developed macro to have a kind of timeline to display the total IDs that have been created, how many votes have been added to each idea, who are the top contributors, the number of IDs per statue, and so on. So this creates a kind of social, like small page, or social, like social network within the Confluence page itself. And this also gives the ability to users to directly vote, for example, from here and interact on this, or directly click on the link to add, for example, commands, and so on. And like here, what we did also, if like after like we released this first version like a few years ago, and then we thought it would be also great to have people more engaged in content creation by creating the campaign/challenge feature. So what we did here, we enabled this feature. Okay, I'm just clicking on this. So this feature gives you the ability to create challenges. So by indicating, for example, in my company, I created a challenge to select like the best ideas for our team building for 2022. Let's hope we will be doing it on site. And once I create the challenge, it will be transcribed within a page, like that will be under the ideation page itself. And I can set details. I can even set who are the participants. So this page can be only visible for a set of people. And I can create here a deadline, like for example, a start date and end date when my challenge will be closed, and no more, like no one will be able to participate or add IDs within it. And the thing which is great here, so despite the fact that it's going to collect, so creating the challenge would automatically like create this page. And here it looks like the index page for the ideation. So people will be like directly coming here, and then by clicking on the participate button, they will get the same form that we have been seeing like a few seconds ago, and they will be participate and create the IDs, and all the IDs will be grouped under this page. And here, for example, I can highlight the gifts, for example, if it's a challenge and there are gifts after it, or if you are participating, I can like use the simple Confluence like capabilities via the macros to enhance and give people the ability to add more content and to get engaged. So this is great for my community of users. And I can get details again, like the number of votes, the information. So I have create proposals here. Some people are proposing Istanbul, Paris, or for example, Portugal. So there are very cool ideas that let you dream a little bit. And so this is one also of the feature that gives you for the community managers, like to enhance the content creation and the collaboration on it. And here for the CMs part, I would say one of the interesting feature, like to have those information about what's happening within the communities, is this statistics section. So I know for community managers, they want to know what's happening, the health of the community, and if they are creating content, if they are engaged. And this has been requested from a real use case within like a big customer that we have. He said, I want to have visibility about what's happening. So what we did, we developed this model, for example, to check from December to January currently. If I click send, I will get this report of statistics that shows me what's happening within this space by having the total number of IDs, IDs, the creators, the percentage of the statuses, getting information about also the challenges, what's happening, how many challenge is undergoing, how many challenge has been stopped or not. And maybe here, the section that may interest the more the community manager by getting the users who have created the most of IDs, the most active users, and check what are the dates where people have been more active than others. So in order to like do comparison within some internal campaigns or communication by email or so on. And we added this, oops. So let me check, here we go. Hold on. So we added this graph in order to check, like, for example, I have a set of IDs and I want to check how many times my idea has been in a certain statue. So this gives you this information by days. So for example, if a community manager want to make a push on a certain information or a certain idea, like the company have been asking, he can check this way if it has been stuck within the proposed like statue, there's a problem, we need to move on. So he's going to make more communication around it, share it more, or highlight it within the dashboard or the landing page of the space and so on. This can be very interesting, like to check the total number of IDs and the total amount of time they have been stuck in a certain statue. And here we have added, like, for example, the most the top highlights information, like the most voted like IDs, the most commented, the most liked, and the most shared. Also, if you have been, the idea has been shared by the users, the most sponsored IDs, also the ones that get the most sponsoring, the most views, and the top active users. So mainly this is it on a very, very quick demo to stick on the time. The app is very rich. It has also some additional feature, for example, the Jira integration. Like if an idea arrived to a certain statue, I can send it to Jira to be executed, for example. Or this is the custom field like feature where you can enhance your form and add additional like feature or fields that are available, for example. So what we are currently doing, we have found that people are really interested on the tool on the cloud. Maybe the people in the target on the cloud is a bit different from the data center. So it's a lighter platform where people want to collaborate and to have more the ideation aspect before doing a project. So we will be working like currently, and we are planning to work on the gamification, for example, aspect of the IDs, like to have more. So let me show you just a second. This, for example, this page, I built it by myself by doing some macros and tweaking the page, like to display a badge for our top contributor who have been like the best community member by sharing content and displaying information. And what we are planning is to have this build based on statistics and information about the top like contributors and so on, and enhancing the badge feature. And also making the campaign feature more advanced. Like many people are asking about this, like to have the content more structured within campaigns, or for example, to have the workflow I displayed not only for the whole space, but also available by campaign, like to have a set of ideation within the ideation itself. So voila, that's it. So this is like one of our apps. We have different other apps that are like a bit similar or different on certain points, but this app, like we use it and we sell it potentially like to make people more engaged on collaboration and like give a voice for your users, like to share more, to participate more within Confluence and to add more content and validate that Confluence like old instance that contains only just like knowledge bases and so on. So that's it. Thank you very much for all. And if you have any question, please do not hesitate. So voila.
So thanks a lot. I think we have got a couple of questions in the chat.
Yep, I'm just checking. Okay, so it's Jamal, create plugin, thank you. But how to solve the problem of getting people engaged and taking care of this ideas from being to the end? Like, how do you solve the problem of getting people engaged? So maybe the engagement is like a part of how to say it, like getting people engaged. So for example, this is maybe the model of getting the gamification and so on. I know that people get engaged if many people get engaged if they get prizes and so on. So highlighting this maybe within the space as it's done like in the main page. So if you will be participating, you will get this prize and so on. So maybe this is one of the aspects we want to do. Also recognition. People are very like, they get engaged when they are recognized within the interface and so on. So maybe getting more features for the app on recognizing the people. This is already done within the index page to get the top contributors and so on, but probably by highlighting this more, those two aspects of gaming, badges, recognition, pricing maybe can help on people engagement within the instance, and taking care of those ideas, initiatives from the beginning of the end. So beginning and the end. So I think the workflow can help a lot of getting the idea from the process of getting it. Some people also shared with us the fact that they want to have a kind of funnel process for the ideas. For example, they want to be guided within each step of creation and then to end by sending them to Jira. So it depends. It depends on everyone how it sets his instance and his ideation process probably. Can I get the statistics specific to a challenge? There is a part specifically for the challenges, but all the IDs, all the statistics that have been displayed are applied also to the IDs part of the challenge. Maybe you would think about having a feature to filter directly on the challenge. Create idea. Yep. And thank you, Malik. That's one of the creates efficiently a crowd pull. Thank you. Thanks very much. Thanks. Voilà. If you do have any question, please do not hesitate to send me any email or within the social media or ping me anywhere or just type in our support system, like to send any feature request or any detail or any demo request. Thanks.
Thanks a lot. So what I'll do, I'll take the control back from you and I'll share my screen quickly.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Here we go. You have it.
Thank you. Here we go. So this is basically the Q&A session which we already had. Still, if we have any additional questions, then we can take in this forum. And followed by that, we have the giveaway. So what I have done is that I have shared a link. I have shared a link in the chat. So I mean around 5 to 7 lucky winners will get the swags. So so you can register here in this particular link for getting the swags. We will do a lucky draw and we will share across. So that's it. I think someone would like to add anything.
No, I'm good, Saman. I think it was a great, insightful session and all the speakers did a great job by answering questions. So kudos to all the speakers as well. Thank you everyone for joining in. We had a really good time seeing you all together.
And please never forget to register for the giveaway link. So I would request all of you to register. Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Thanks to all of you. Bye.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Thanks,
Have a great day. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye bye. Thanks a lot.